Hey Virgos, welcome to your reading. Let's just jump right in, shall we, Virgo? So it looks like for the theme for you right now, how interesting. You want to go from being that like entertaining, maybe charismatic guy, but you want to go from that like entertainment, that novelty into how to be in a not even a relationship, but how to be like in a family unit. Like you 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 want people to start taking you seriously, but not seriously for like your knowledge, your KSAs, your skills, knowledge, and abilities. Because that people already do, which is part of the entertainment. Entertainment doesn't just mean like comedian and like jester, jokes, and like good looking. You probably are that based on this read. Um, but it's you want to be taken seriously as like a compatible partner. You want to be somebody's partner in crime, Virgo? Okay, but I want to let you know that it's not as simple as, okay, take me seriously, right? Because you got the bridge card here crossing it, which means that this is like a total transformation of who you are. So let's say if you have been, I don't know, maybe you've been single for a really long time and maybe you disassociate or check out or need like a lot of me time. And if you're thinking, well, I want relationships, that means I need someone who just accepts how much alone time I have. But there was one client I was helping who she was getting to know a guy and he had a very busy schedule, so they could really only hang out Saturday mornings. And he had like this sleeping pattern, like he was going to bed at like I don't know 5 or 6 p.m. and waking up at like 2 or 3 a.m. So it made it really difficult to like talk on like a they texted daily and they hung out on Saturdays. And when she was like, well, how would we see each other more? He would just say, hey, I kind of just need someone who accepts my schedule. I've had the opportunity to be very selfish with my time in the morning, and I'd like to keep things that way. See, like, no, that's just not someone who's ready for a relationship. Because, like, a relationship is a responsibility. It does require you to show up in different ways. And this is where, like, when you're single, right? When you're in a relationship, there's a we. So there's something greater, right? You're going to have people love, nurturing, care, cuddles, adult time. Someone celebrating your birthday every year. You get that daily reminder that you're loved and that you're special. Over here, you get freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want, how you want. So it's not that you lose all autonomy and you lose all independence, but it is like, oh, it's her birthday, I have to show up. And if that person starts to emotionally lean on you, you might have to show up daily. That doesn't mean that you still don't get your me time daily, but you got to be willing to like morph and adapt, okay? So I think it's kind of obvious that like if that guy wants a family, that guy's going to have to like morph into a new person who needs less me time, not a whole morning, not a whole sleep schedule that keeps everyone out of their life, right? And if you could see that, and there's something about the way that you approach relationships and your personal downtime, and I want to even argue your personal growth time, maybe you could start doing that with the person. Law of attraction, just be open. All right, universe, I do want the family life. I had this much alone time. I'm willing to keep up this alone time. The rest I'm willing to take on the responsibility of a relationship. Know that this person's going to also take on responsibility of a relationship. They're going to take some stuff off your plate and you'll take some stuff off their plate. Okay. It's just recognize that it's gonna require like a personality shift and a personality change, and like a new you is emerging, Virgo, so that you could be in that family life. It kind of just looks like you're tired of like getting shut down and not taken seriously for a relationship. So I'm sorry if you're going through that, Virgos. That can't feel good. It looks like in your recent past. Oh, interesting. Oh, Virgo. In your recent past, I want to say, I want to say budding relationship, but I don't think it's an actual budding relationship. I think it was more flirt stage. And in the flirt process, it kind of was obvious that there was some long-term compatibility there. And you're kind of like, well, what do I do? How do I handle this? Um, and like, honestly, it didn't even give you hope that you could have the family life. It made you optimistic of like, oh man, I see how I can positively contribute to this person's life, and that will be so easy for me. And oh wait, they can contribute back? Like, hold on. I thought this was just supposed to be a fling, but hold on. So you definitely got optimistic that family life is helpful for you, but what do they need to hear about that? Wow, you have a lot of thoughts swirling your mind, Virgo. You want to create the relationship. There's that part of it's like eager, just wants to burst through and like, come on, let's go. But you got the like anxiety card, the in your head card. Hold on, let me put this one card. I don't know. Seven of birds. Okay. You're in your head, which means you're overthinking, overanalyzing, and it's because you're recognizing that this person is going to take some strategy. It's almost as if the person that you've attracted in isn't someone who just like gives in to the whims of their emotion. And that's probably why the growth you had to go through. It's kind of like that like devilish, boyish charm won't work on them, and like you kind of know that. So you're like, I need strategy, but you're getting in your head of like what strategy, how to approach it, how to do it. What I can't like, don't play games. Don't do the whole wait to text, make them wait a couple days, because that's just going to show that like you're not emotionally available, right? An emotionally available person can show up every day, at least once a day for a 10-minute phone call in the beginning, or well, not maybe not right from the get-go, okay, but an emotionally available person has time for a relationship, has time to at least do a quick check-in text like, hey, how'd that new program go? Yeah? Okay, okay, good. I'm glad you started it. Okay. And like maybe you don't have an in-depth conversation that day, but you know, so you're recognizing that it needs some strategy. And like the advice for that would be willing to make a plan without needing to make the strategy to conquer. So that's part of that personality shift. It's not about conquering the other person. It's more about creating a plan to build closeness and connection with them. And you can include the other person in that, right? Like you can even ask like, "Hey, I'd like to spend more time with you," or like, "Hey, I'd like to scope out to see if there's actual potential there. So I'd like to carve out some serious dedicated time for us to like get to know each other and hang out. What do you think of that?" You know, and that was I met this one couple one time and they were just so giggly and happy. I remember asking like, "Hey, how did it start?" She said she's like, "Well, we went on like 3 dates and he expressed he's like, "Hey, I really like you. I definitely want to like get to know you. Like what how can we make sure this happens? I don't want to just call if you happen to be free. Like I want us to like carve out time for each other." And she's like, and we did that. We had like, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 dates a week for sure. And then the rest was kind of like as they were free. She's like, and at week 6, he just said, well, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm actually serious about like family and partnership. And I definitely want to start evaluating you in that kind of a way. Like, is that something you're open to? So you may not have to be that direct or that quick, but just know like they're happily married now with a family. So like it's okay to like you have a plan, view it as a plan instead of a strategy to conquer. The strategy to conquer is like emotionally unavailable. A plan to develop connection is emotionally available. It looks like in the right now moment, you see that it's worth, you definitely now see that relationships as a whole are like worth the effort for you, and let go of any feelings that you're damaged or that you blew your one shot, you know, like no, you didn't. You had to go through something to learn to become the man or the woman that you are today. And now you know better. And it might suck. It might feel sad and disappointing that the person that you learned the lesson to become a better person from doesn't get to reap the benefits of the growth and like see the loving, caring, nurturing person you are today. But don't let that be the reason why you literally withhold love and family for the rest of your life. You know? You're worthy of forgiveness. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, it's kind of because it's a whole you're like going into life in a whole new way, right? And it's an unknown feeling when you're like letting go of an ex. You know, maybe you tried to like, maybe it's just now obvious that it's over, that it can't restart with them. And you have all these new skills and you're so much better. And it's like, it does suck that they don't get to enjoy it. And now you're like, now you're stepping forward. So it feels unknown in terms of being this new you who's like more emotionally mature, more nurturing, more kind, more caring, right? But it also feels unknown to you to like move forward knowing it's not going to be them. Moving forward, not pining for them, not wanting to like wait and see if they'll change their mind, wait and see if they break up with a new person. Like it's like an unknown to not have that invisible attachment to them anymore. What I can tell you though is that there is like love around you. You got the three of lotuses. So the ace of lotuses is like that, you're cute, you're cute. It's like that mutual, you're good looking, or if maybe not good looking, or there's something about you that's attractive. It's mutual attraction. Two of lotuses is like the, oh, this date was really good. We have good conversation. There's some chemistry there. Three of lotuses is when there's, hey, there's some compatibility there too. Like we see the beginning stages of, whoa, there's actually some things here in common to like actually build off of. So ace of lotuses, that's enjoy the good look, enjoy the, you know, light touch, or if y'all are into the casual stuff, that's what ace of lotuses is. Two, that's kind of like short-term relationships, but when you get the three, that's when it's like that one's worthy of exploring. Um, and all I can tell you is that the new person, it will really start helping you feel like you can manifest, like you can do it again. I don't want to say like life is worth living, okay? Because like life is worth living no matter what, whether you're in a relationship or you're not. But it's really going to help you get that like magical good feeling in life back, and like quit beating yourself up for not being there for the person. You had an image of what you thought relationships were like. Maybe you even had models that you looked up to that they were like, I never did that. My wife always did that. So if you were like adamantly fighting and defending, like, no, that's your job, you take care of that. And then to only realize, like, oh man, maybe I wasn't there for her enough. Like, oh man, like, you know, it was a lesson for you. And, you know, in my course, Becoming Who You Really Are, I do teach about there's three main types of life lessons you face. There's seasons, there's reasons, and there's lifetimes. Lifetimes are those like peaceful, enjoyable people. They tend to be the people who witness your life. You don't have a lot of growth with those people. They just tend to be the witnessers of your life, the people that you can integrate on the day to day. You might go help your friends start a farm in their backyard. Um, you integrate on the day-to-day running of a household together. There is some growth there. There's just not that like major. The person's more there providing the stable base that allows you to grow. They're providing the witnessing of your story. And that's really good because as you're growing, sometimes you don't see your own growth until someone goes, hey, old you would have said this, new you said this, or hey, I remember you saying that you wanted to start doing XYZ. You just did it. So it's those like signs of achievement, congratulations, right? The seasons tend to be like, think summer camp when you're a kid. My kid's going to summer camp for 3 months. You know it's a short term that you're with a person, so it just tends to be that fun, like we're growing because we're just two new people who, you're from Germany, I'm from America. We're helping each other expand and grow, but we know it's coming to an end. A reason is when it's like so bad, it's tumultuous, it's like narcissistic, codependent, toxic, you know? When it tends to be a reason, this is when people have a hard time forgiving themselves and like letting go and moving on. Because it's like, did I betray them? Like, oh my gosh, I was the asshole. Oh, I was the one who needed to grow and change the whole time. Or if you're on the other side, it's like oh, I needed that person to treat me that badly to like highlight that I need to love myself. So, but those are the lessons, like they need to be reasons, because if it wasn't a reason, meaning really painful, you wouldn't see the growth, right? if you get a little prick right here, like a little thorn, um, God, I'm forgetting what those are called, but you know when you just get like a little kind of, you walk on some grass and something picks your skin. Um, if it's here, you might leave it until you bump into the wall and then you're like, oh, let me pull that out. But if it's in your foot and you're walking on it, you're like, I need to fix this now. So it had to be a reason to get you to like wake up. And if you happen to be the one that recognized you were the one hurting the other person, just know that the other person, because I've been on both ends of it, guys. When I was the one that was like being hurt and being unfairly treated, it tended to have to be those moments where it was like oh my God, I need to like wake up and love myself. I need to wake up and expect more for myself. So no, I didn't appreciate how I was treated by the other person, but it really catapulted me onto my self-love journey. So hope that was helpful. Going into the near future, it kind of looks like even though you're like, love is worth it, relationships are worth it, I want to put the energy, the effort in, the work, there's just a part of you that's like, but I don't want to end up sad again. So I just don't want to end up sad again. I don't want to end up hurt again. So this is where like the advice I could give you there is like pacing. You had the other advice earlier about don't do a strategy to conquer them, make a plan to connect and grow with them. And honestly, if the person isn't ready for that, then that person's not emotionally available. Good thing you found that out sooner. If you're like, hey, I'd like to steadily like connect with you and like see if there's something there. If they freak out, good thing you found that out earlier, right? That's what's going to prevent you from feeling sad and hurt instead of doing that when you're 2, 3, 4, 5 months in when you're already invested, you know. Find that stuff out sooner if they're emotionally available and if they want the same thing you want, you know. And it's also about pacing yourself. It's also including, I do give, I'm generous. And instead of going at a level 10 from the get-go, I'm going to go at a level 2 or 3. So I'll be consistent in communication. I'll be consistent in wanting to hang out. I'll be consistent in being attentive when we're hanging out. And what they say, I'll remember to check in on that. I'll remember like, oh, hey, like you mentioned cereal. I made you this cereal. A level 3, not a level 10 where you're like, okay, I'm doing your meal prep every day. Let's go. I already bought the groceries. You know, so it's just pace the investment so that way you can like see how they respond, see how they like it. And then you get to see like, okay, if I bring them cereal once a week instead of coming over every day and like cooking meal prep for them every day, it's like, okay, what if I like give them this workout plan? What if I help them with a healthy cereal? Do they then actually do the workout plan? Do they then ask for the recipe to make the cereal on their own? Like, okay, this person is serious. It's worth more of my investment, my time, and my energy, right? Okay, is there any more advice for them there? It's like you have to get out of your head of the potential sadness because it's gonna like, God, the word disassociation just comes up. If you follow the trail of sadness, you'll disassociate, you'll reminisce and beat yourself up for stuff in the past that you did, okay? So you got to catch yourself and go, hey, I actually just feel really sad. I get that I'm sad about that relationship that didn't work out. That's okay for me to feel that sadness. And it's okay for me to want to approach relationships in a way where I won't feel sadness again. So I'm going to learn how to collaboratively work with people. It's like the big learning how to collaboratively work with the other person to build a plan that works. Because I kind of think that was one of the things that went wrong in your previous relationship. It was, no, this is the plan. This is the plan. We got to follow it. You got to do it. If you would behave, it would work. Instead of, hey, let's build a plan. Because if you're still the one initiating the conversation, you're still being the leader, right? If you're the one that can like see what they're saying, what they want, and then, okay, like I see that we don't have a resolution today, but I still want to work on this. Do you? Okay, let's let our emotions simmer. Why don't we revisit this like next Friday? In the meantime, do you still want to go out and have some fun, right? Because not every single argument conversation needs to have full resolution in that one conversation. Sometimes it's good just to start broaching the topic just to see where the other person feels, what they're thinking. Do you guys at least want the same end goal? If you guys have that, you want the same end goal, Sometimes you just gotta like open up the emotions, let them pass a little, let them simmer. And then like, okay, I had some thoughts. Here's some areas I could have wiggle room in. So it's like it's pacing it and it's building the plan with the person. And it's knowing that even though they might be contributing to ideas for the plan or they might be contributing to some of the execution of the plan, that like I don't know why this is coming out, guys. Like you still get to be the leader even if you're going to be like a more collaborative leader. Um Gosh, and I want to like share this story that's coming up. It was scientists like studying, I don't know, it was like deer in, I don't know, Siberia or something. And at first they were observing and they realized, oh, the males are the leaders. When the whales, when the males make a sound, the rest of the tribe follows them, the herd follows them to the new grazing area. But when the second round of scientists came around, so hear that. It's okay to get better when you age. Fine wine. You only get better as you age. It's okay to get better as you go, you know? Um, the second round of scientists went, oh, they're the leaders for sure, but they're servant leaders. It would be like 3 or 4 males that would kind of circle around the herd, and they would be higher up on the hill, so they would be scouting out for danger, for like wolves and like danger, right? And if there was danger, they would call it out and like the herd would move. If it wasn't danger, like your safety is in the way here, they were more observing the herd. And when the herd indicated it wanted to move, since they were the ones on the outskirt, they were the ones scanning ahead. Hey, over here I've got water. The other one was like, over here we got a greener field for good food if they're still hungry. This one's like, well, over here we got a cool little area where the kids could play on. So they would like do the scouting, they would do the leadership stuff, right? But they would observe the herd, and it was something like when 60% of the herd that they were protecting lifted their head, that's when it seemed like the males surrounding the herd would start talking and communicating more. I'm guessing they were sharing, hey, I got water over here. Hey, I got food over here. Hey, I got a playground over here. They would start talking and communicating, and then when 70% of the herd raised their head, that's when it was like, because the herd was indicating, we're ready to move. We don't need this area anymore. We need something new. We've been eating, now I'm thirsty. Okay, everyone's thirsty. Let's go this way. Do you hear how it's oh, you guys are thirsty? This is the way we go. Oh, you guys are ready to just like play and relax in the sun? I found the school playground. Okay, I hope that helped you, Virgo. Okay, in terms of your hopes or fears, or no, I'm sorry, this is in terms of your personal power this month is to just really sink into that your major next area of growth is emotional fulfillment. And it's almost, this is such a specific read. Comment below, Virgo, I'm curious. It's almost as if like I'm hearing, don't yet go back to school. It's not time for another degree, another certificate. Like what you really want right now is emotional fulfillment. So it's like time to gather up like your emotional support bucket, your emotional support of the people who are going to be there for you long term, not the people who just like inviting you over because you're funny, because you're entertaining, because you're a good chef, because it looks good on them to be able to get someone like you to come over. It's like, no, the person who wants to, like, when you get the A on the test, they're like, baby, you did so good. Oh my God, let's celebrate. I made your favorite meal. I don't know. However you two decide to celebrate, you know? And it's also that person who, as long as there's not kids involved, if there's kids involved, someone's got to watch the kids while you're studying, right? If there's no kids involved. It's like, who's the person who's like, all right, babe, for your test coming up, they're reading the cue cards to you to, what is the mitochondria responsible for? Are they helping you study? Or are they, so it, and then if you get a bad grade, it's the person who's going to like hug you. It's like, that's your personal powers to like really sink in to that you want that, and that's your next area of of achievement, of accomplishment. In terms of outside influences, well, outside influences want you to have love too. And the past person wants you to move on too. because there's a tiny, tiny bit of their energy that feels a little bit responsible for you, like tiny. So they're probably not taking action to do anything about it, but energetically they feel a little responsible for your happiness, or like a little guilty for enjoying their new life, seeing that like you don't have it, you know? And all I can say is like there's new love like right there for you. It's the two of, so there's new, you got the 3 of lotuses and the 2 of lotuses. There's love right there for you. You're just gonna have to approach it a different way than how you've been approaching it, you know? In terms of your hopes or fears, give me a clarifying card. All I can tell you that it's coming up a lot in this reading is that you don't want to waste your energy. You don't want to feel that disappointment again for a relationship that doesn't work out. But again, if you have those clarifying conversations like earlier on, like, hey, like, what are you looking for? You know, are you just with me because I'm a young stud, or are you thinking family? You know, or hey, you know, I in the next 2 years see this, and it's definitely a short-term goal of mine to connect with people who are long-term oriented, and I want to spend a couple of months with a couple people finding the right person who's long-term match for me. Is that even what you're interested in? Oh no, I'm just looking to get out of my house more. I just divorced. I'm just looking for fun. Good thing you found that out sooner, right? That's where you're going to prevent a lot of your disappointment. So yeah, it's just your hopes or fears are, I don't want to put in a lot of energy and effort for something long term only to be disappointed. In terms of your outcome for this month, that's interesting. Okay, give me some clarifying cards. Wow, it's going to be a month of a lot of growth for you. It's going to be a month of a lot of growth for you. Um, you got the 2 of birds, which is like the card that can indicate wasted energy. So it's kind of like you're tired of spinning your wheels on thinking of how you could have fixed the past and done better. And there is a lot of growth that can come from, you know, retrospection, introspection, you know, like how could I have handled that differently, talking to different people, maybe hiring therapists, maybe talking to people like how would you have handled this? You seem to be in a happy relationship. How would you have handled that, you know? At some point, though, you're going to have to learn with the new people. And you got the life map card here. So it's definitely like are you ready to stop beating yourself up, or are you not? Because that's also wasted energy. Are you ready to stop beating yourself up? Because it goes from a point of introspection and how could I have handled that situation differently? Once you glean all the golden nuggets you can out of it, all the life lessons, it can quickly become now you're just beating yourself up. Um, and it looks like a lot of this lesson is like, how do you be the protector? Whether or not this is for like, you know, the divine masculine, like be the provider and protector for a family. It could also be like if you're female watching this video, it's how do you protect the love of everyone in the household? How do you protect everyone's growth? How do you provide the most love so they can like flourish, right? Or whatever gender way you want to go. So just the outcome of this month is you really reevaluating, or I would say recognizing that there's not too much growth from the past for you anymore. It's now just becoming something that you're choosing to beat yourself up for. Okay, is there anything last little bit that you want to give Virgo? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's time to make peace with the past. Once you make peace with the past, and peace just means accepting that that's how it unfolded. It's not, you know, like the grief process. You guys can Google the 5 stages of grief, or you can even Google 7 stages of grief, whichever one kind of floats your boat the most. The last stage is still always acceptance, and it's not, I accept that I cheated on them. It's like I accept that that's where I was at and who I was at that time, and I accept that that's how things folded, and I accept that they've been able to like pick themselves back up and they've moved on. It's just like acceptance of that's acceptance that you can't change it. I accept that I can't change it. once you kind of hit your acceptance phase, so again, it's not accepting I'm an asshole, accepting that. It's I accept that it's over. I accept that I can't change it. I accept that that was how it unfolded. I accept that they've allowed me grace to still find a way into their life. And I just accept that that was the type of relationship I was ready for at that time. And I accept that I've grown from there. And I accept that I'm now able to give better and more. I accept, right? It's just like accepting that that's how it panned out and played out, and accepting that you're ready for new and growth and new. That's when you're gonna like, oh, you got the cosmic tree and the infinite paths. That's when you're gonna be able to like start looking forward again. You're gonna feel in alignment. You're gonna feel like you have a life purpose, a life mission again. You're just gonna feel that like wholeness and that completeness. And it's really, if you, I do think this is about you allowing in a new like love, like an actual new love, not just a short-term relationship, not just a fling, like an actual new potential long-term partner. It's really going to open you up. So you get the infinite paths. That's where you're going to be like hopeful for the future. You're going to actually have more clarity on where you want to go with the future, on what you want to do, what you want to learn. And it's because you're gonna have that stable emotional rock, which is gonna be really good for you, Virgo. All right, Virgo, I hope this reading helped. Don't forget, every day, Monday through Friday, I go live for free, 11 a.m. with free mini reads. It's called High Vibe Mornings. I just come live. I want to give people that daily message from Spirit. If you would like a personal reading, I will put a link to that in the comments. And yeah, you could have your own little personal recorded video. And I do have law of attraction coaching spots open. So if you're looking for, 3 month, 6 month kind of container with a law of attraction coach, just to help you get through that last little push you need, the last little growth to become the new you, to get the new result. I do have some of those one-on-one coaching spots available as well. Just write me a comment and then I'll get you the link to apply and schedule a call for us to see if we're a good fit. But lots of love, Virgo. Good luck through this growth you're going through.